I actually wanted to start this video like Joker in The Dark Knight, where he's like holding the camera, it's like, Batman! Anyway, welcome back. Bad Gamer here, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, there's no crazy edits today in this video. Work has been extremely busy. But why this video exists, basically, is, first, I don't have much time to boost out a crazy edit. That's one thing. Second, because I want to be consistent with you guys, because there's a lot of new people actually in this channel. Oh, welcome. We almost at 200. Like, while I'm recording this, I'm looking at my screen right now, it's 199 subscribers. What the hell, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you very much for subscribing. I can see that you guys really enjoyed my previous video. You know, I'm trying my best to keep videos like that coming, but they take a lot of time, especially if you have a full-time job and live abroad, and you know, then there's a lot of things coming up that you kind of like have to take care of. But I don't want to complain, I actually want to celebrate, because I feel like the gaming industry complains a little bit too much recently. There's a lot of stuff going on, man, like the newest news, highguard, which kind of flopped. Unfortunately, I played it a little bit. If you did, let me know your thoughts. I was actually quite hyped about it, to be honest. One of the people that, you know, did not really shit on it, because I have almost 3,000 hours in Apex Legends, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, I'm one of these lads, which is crazy to think about. But I do like a fair share of competitive shooters as well. Trying to distance myself from it a little bit, you know, it's a little... I feel like that's a little bit toxic gaming. There's like this constant competition, so you game not necessarily to enjoy a world, but like to compete with other people. So it's a little bit, I don't know, it can get pretty toxic. But that's not the only news that we heard, guys. The other news is that apparently Google is kind of like bombing with the AI model that they made, apparently bombing the gaming market, which is insane to me, because that literally tells you what kind of people invest. They literally have no idea about how video games are made. Because if you really think that Google is gonna take over actually creating video games, then what is going on? Actually, because of that reason, I started, you know, watching videos about how to invest in stocks and so on, because I don't have much of a plan about how to do that, but I thought it was a good opportunity to do so. Nonetheless, these are the bad news, guys. Dude, I think the camera doesn't look straight to me. A little gay. Or is it... Am I tripping, dude? Yeah, so there's a lot of bad news, but, you know, me as a gamer, actually, I'm having an incredible time recently. Because I'm playing the game called Cairn? I don't know how to pronounce it. If you haven't heard about it, it's this climbing game that literally puts you in the shoes of, I think her name is Ara or something, Anna, I don't remember. What, you know, looked to be, whenever I saw it the first time, I think revealed about a year ago, that looked like what I thought to be something along the lines of Baby Steps, if you guys ever heard of that. But this game is more serious, actually. It really feels like you have control over the character. I really enjoyed climbing game before called Jusant, which is also incredible if you haven't checked that out. Another indie banger, in my opinion. But this one takes, you know, the climbing abilities and the climbing kind of freedom that you have as a character to the next level. You play this woman that is very... She doesn't like people, really. Like, that's the first thing that really hits you. And without saying too much, because I want you guys to check it out, it's only $30, man. Come on, just get it, you know. We need to support indie games. She goes through this, I don't know, like almost like a philosophical journey. Like climbing the mountain means also reconnecting with herself. And it's incredible. I did not expect that. I played the demo a little bit, and the demo kind of left you in a cliffhanger. The demo actually sold me, you know. I was like, wow, okay, that's incredible. So yeah, I'm playing that. I started that last week. I think I have a few more hours left. I think I'm a little stupido, right? So it always takes me a few hours longer to finish a game. So I think I'm 9 hours in, 10, around that time. So let's see how much more I have left. I haven't really researched that. But the other thing that I'm playing, actually, before going to sleep, it's like literally an hour that I can get in these days, is Warhammer Rogue Trader. Holy cannoli. Very, very nice. I didn't get into it the first time around because I thought it was too much reading. But once you set your mind into, like, I'm gonna play a CRPG and I'm gonna sit down and, you know, let myself kind of drop into the world, and the reading didn't really bother me. Quite the contrary, actually. I was thinking that that's a nice, fresh kind of approach for me personally to go into games. While Disco Elysium is it's an incredible game to play, it's fully voiced, right? While in Rogue Trader, it's not. They give you this opportunity that every time you encounter a word that you might think about, what is that? You can actually look it up. They have a whole encyclopedia in the game built in that literally explains to you what the Warhammer universe is.
Isn't that incredible, ladies and gentlemen? I think it is pretty cool.
So yeah, if you're interested in like being part of the gaming universe, the Warhammer universe, then I think that's a great point to start, really. Apart from that, right, the combat system is cool. The characters are very unique. They are voiced sometimes, right? Like in the beginning of the game is completely voiced. And I bought the game, I think, for 50% off, maybe even more, so I had a steal. But I think if you're a person that really enjoys CRPGs, you should definitely go grab it, especially if you own a Switch 2, because I think it released back in December last year for the Switch 2, which is, I'm very jealous because I only have a Switch 1. And I won't be buying a Switch 2 also in the near future. I think for you guys early on in this channel, you probably already know what my stance is to the Switch 2 recently. So I'm pretty sure I will buy one used in a few years coming, right, whenever the new Zelda is coming out, blah blah blah, but I won't buy a new one, not directly from Nintendo especially, but boycotting it. But you know, I'm still a gamer and I kind of want to have it, which is, you know, the contrary. But your wallet really votes, and most of the people forget about that. So that's why we bad gamers, we have to be part of that. And last but not least, Fable was announced, which is a pretty fun thing to do. Generally, I think we all have been waiting for it way too long. But we all also knew that it's gonna come. I called it from the start, actually, and I thought that the reason why, I don't know if that's official news, but because they wanted to release it also on the PlayStation. Not only that, but because, you know, they're releasing their new racing game that you guys might have heard about. I think they probably didn't want the schedules to interfere that much. My fear is actually that if it's gonna come out when it's supposed to come out, it's a little bit close to GTA, if you ask me. And I'm really scared that the game is gonna, you know, is not gonna get the credit it really deserves. Because that happens when games are around like big releases. And that really happened also, unfortunately, with Guardians of the Galaxy. Listen, I'm not a Marvel fan. I think Spider-Man is cool. I like Batman as well, you know, that's not Marvel, but like, you know what I'm saying, right? Like, there are some characters. And I played Guardians of the Galaxy because I heard from people that it's a cool game and it was on PlayStation. I just actually ordered my physical copy used, which I'm really happy about that I could snack that here in Japan. But yeah, experience have been extremely pleasant. I love it. And the game was released around the Avengers game. I got it from my neighbor who was working at Square Enix, which is insane. So he gave it to me and he was like, hey, this is for you. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. I never really opened that, so it's still in the plastic here in my collection. So yeah, the game was kind of like, you know, shat on because it was released around this trashy Avengers game, and I'm so sad that we probably won't see another part of Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, to let the studio actually refine and make it even better. What I liked about it is the attention to detail and the way that you know, bonded with your characters. Less than the gameplay was fine and it had its flaws, but it's a game where you can just sit down and play without thinking too much. And I think we really need more games like that reminds us like why we sit down and experience a nice story and let a studio take us away, you know, if that's already a pre-made story like in Marvel, or if that's something that, you know, is completely new. I don't know. I think generally speaking there's a lack of it. Unfortunately, there's a lot of good games out there, don't get me wrong, but there's a lack of, you know, this magic that I miss whenever I started being a gamer almost 30 years ago at this point. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about, really. Sorry if that's not like a fancy edit video, especially for the new guys that joined the channel. Again, thank you so much. If you made it this far in the video, come on, man, you're already here. Like, subscribe, you know, leave a comment, let me know what you're playing right now. And I promise that the next video is gonna be a bangaroo. I have so many things planned, it's just that sometimes work comes in between and you know, I can't really focus on what I'm truly passionate about, which is talking about video games, making videos, and playing video games. Again, thank you so much for sticking with me, for listening, for being part of the Bad Gamer Enterprise. It means the world to me. I'm repeating myself all the time, but yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.
A Bad Gamer out. What?